I'm Racers Marshal Pruett. We are here in the Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup paddock at Sebring. We have some really special individuals we're going to speak to of the many great things that Mazda has done in motorsports for decades. It's helping to really raise and develop the next generation of talent. They do an annual shootout where they define some of the great young talent to support, put money behind, and start out here in the IMSA development ladder. We're going to meet three amazing representatives right now, learn about them, and honestly, if you want to be here, you want a career in motor racing, they're just like you, all the potential and talent. Let's learn from them about their journey getting here to IMSA in these Mazda MX-5 Cup cars, and also where they hope to go. Westin, you are a great young member of this MX-5 Cup scholarship program. Winning that here coming out of the 2023 shootout. You're 19 years old. Great results so far early into the season. Tell me about that and the goals you've set for yourself.
So my goals for this year, I really want to win the Rookie of the Year championship. I think that would be a huge goal of mine. So last year, Nate Cicero, he won the Rookie of the Year championship, and he was also the scholarship winner, so kind of following his footsteps. But I think it would be really cool to win the championship as a rookie. No one's ever done it before. I hold myself to a high standard, so I think going into this year, I want to win some races and win a championship.
Tell me about the things you've identified you want to develop in yourself as a young driver. You're in that phase, kind of the college age of trying to get to the top of motor racing. What things you know in yourself you want to improve as a driver, and does the series come to you with some input as well?
So I think, on the driving side, just learning as much as I can. I have a great coach over at BSI Racing, Andrew Carbonell. We always sit, all the drivers learn from each other. All the drivers from the team, we sit in the trailer, we all learn from each other, learn from Andrew, watch our video, go over data, things like that. But aside from the driving part, I'm a student at UNC Charlotte for Motorsports engineering, so just trying to learn the engineering side of racing, what goes into a race car, what makes a race car fast, the geometry, the math, everything that goes into it. I want to learn everything.
Being smart and a race car driver, one of the great gifts in the world, Westin, you certainly represent that. The BSI Racing team you drive for, loaded with talent, loaded with championship caliber folks, whether it's Celine Roland or especially Connor Zilish, a young man like yourself. How are they helping you to level up?
Celine and Connor, they help me a lot on track. So, going out on track, anytime I'm behind a teammate or a teammate's behind me, we always have a camaraderie to get to the front of the field. Like me and Celine yesterday, we were kind of slicing and dicing our way through the field. And then just the off-track stuff. Celine and Connor give me a lot of support. Connor's been a good friend of mine for a while. We grew up karting together. And to be his teammate now and all his accomplishments and just being alongside him has helped me a lot. Last
question for you. We're here at Sebring, one of IMSA's biggest events, 190 cars, zillions of fans. Can you put into words what it's like having won this Mazda MX-5 Cup shootout and being here, one of the biggest events of the world, but also playing well within it?
Right. I feel like I'm held to a higher standard because I am the scholarship winner. I come to the track blacked out, polo shirt, try to present myself right. Being ambassador for Mazda Motorsports. Like I said, I'm held to a higher standard, so I feel like on track, off the track, I feel like I have to really present myself well.
Sally, we have you as another teenager, rookie, trying to do big things here in this series, the Spark Performance team. So you happened to win last year during the shootout, the Mazda Women's Initiative Scholarship, but we have learned many, many times the car doesn't know who's driving it. Once the visor goes down, it's all about talent. Tell me about that side. How are you approaching this season? A part of that scholarship and initiative, but you're here to win. How's the season going so far?
Season's going good. Daytona wasn't the best. I think this weekend's going a lot better. But on your note about the car doesn't know who's driving, it's cool to get the check and be the top finishing female, but it's not satisfying. Obviously, I want to do the best I can, and I know that, finishing where I did is not the best. I can do better, and I want to win. So getting on the podium because I'm fast is definitely the goal, not just because I'm a girl.
Thing that I love about your story is you're not coming here having done 5 years of Spec Miata or similar. You're jumping straight up from karting. Tell me about that experience, because you don't have a lot of starts in car racing, and yet you are plenty fast already. Tell me about that big transition, though, from karting to the MX-5 Cup.
Yeah, so started in karting about 4 years ago, and then I decided that this is what I want to do as a career. I want to be a race car driver. So we got a club spec Miata. It wasn't a proper one. You know, got like a few race starts in it, and then I got invited to the shootout. Ended up winning it, and then we were like, all right, we got to sell the car and get an MX-5 Cup. And so I kind of made that jump really fast. And so right now I'm just trying to close that gap of learning and trying to get to speed as fast as possible. And it's hard. I say racing builds a lot of character. It teaches you how to win and lose, and it's very humbling. I've definitely been through a lot of the lows of racing, and I'm grateful because I've learned a lot, and it's also teaching me life lessons. But right now it's trying to keep my head clear, because obviously I'm not where I want to be right now. So it's perseverance and hard work until I get where I am, and then from there maintaining it and keeping the mindset right. That's the biggest thing.
Nathan Nicholson, we have a 17-year-old here, runner-up in that vital Mazda MX-5 Cup shootout last season. You've already had some really strong performances in your rookie year. Tell me about this, stepping up to big, famous international racetracks, Daytona, Sebring. How are things going in this rookie campaign for you?
Yeah, I mean, I have age on my side a little bit, you know, being 17, so I'm really taking this first part of the year as big of a learning experience as I can, and you know, hopefully we can get some good results later on in the season.
Tell me about a couple things for you as a rookie that you're finding and you're learning about this higher level of competition coming out of a spec Miata world where we know it's crazy intense there. But tell me about being here where it's on the professional edge.
Yeah, the difference between, you know, the amateur, the grassroots racing and the professional is, you know, the pace is there. Pace isn't an issue, but you know, everyone's so crafty, the racecraft and race against these guys. I've learned a lot already, and you know, it's I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Let's close on this. Tell me about your JTR Motorsports engineering team. For a young driver like yourself and all the other young drivers, you're here to learn and prove, but we also know the teams, a lot like little miniature universities where they're coaching you and teaching you in so many ways. Tell me about yours and what they're doing for you.
Yeah, I mean, JTR is awesome. Last year we finished 1-2 in the championship, and Jared's the first guy to get 2 championships back-to-back. So there's a lot of experience there. Aaron and Jared have been, you know, helping me out as much as they can, and I'm so thankful for that.
We're going to close our look inside the Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup Series here, presented by Michelin. Our friend Jonathan Applegate, Mazda Motorsports Program Manager. So we just spoke with 3 amazing kids, and sadly, they are kids compared to you and I. Exactly. Teenagers, between Westin, between Nathan, between Sally, all who are here, not just because of their talent, Jonathan, but because of you and the good folks at Mazda, who, for longer than you and I have been alive, have said, let's put money behind the next generation to help them develop. The shootout, the scholarship shootout that you do every year, it is a life changer. Tell me about seeing the kids this year's crop, what you've seen of them come up through the benevolent efforts of Mazda.
Yes, what a great 3 triad of scholarships we have here. Kids, they're young indeed, as you said, but have proven themselves through and through, just with our process, with our shootout, and how we get them from grassroots programs, Spec Miata, Spec MX-5, and then into our shootout programs. That in itself is a system and a challenge, and they face adversity and getting just to that shootout process. But then the shootout is a whole nother level where we take them through the gauntlet of on-track competition, interviews, opportunities to get in front of folks like yourself, Mazda leaders, coaches, Tom Long, you know, all of our drivers, and really give them the opportunity to showcase what they're doing in and outside of the car. And this year's crop, we had 21 finalists that showed up across Spec MX-5 and our MX-5 Cup shootouts. Very, very tight competition, but Sally, Westin, and Nathan all just cream of the crop, rose to the top and really proved themselves to be exactly what Mazda wants to see, and from a brand perspective, but really where they're going is blue skies ahead and above and beyond just MX-5 Cup.
Let's close on this. So we're here in this amazing Sebring paddock, a million different cars and classes. We know that the Mazdas, these MX-5 Cup cars, are really the foundation of where you start from. You can move up into Porsches, you can get the Lamborghinis, you can get to all kinds of other cars.
Yeah.
but there's a ladder system, as you just alluded to,
Correct.
within the Mazda world. So even before you get here, which is really the launch into the stratosphere,
Right.
tell folks about that, because
Right.
there's a whole subfloor here too.
Exactly, and so that's where we're at. You know, our glory days of prototype was phenomenal and beautiful, and we'll still continue to always look for ways to continue to grow our programs outside of MX5 Cup. But as you alluded to, this right now what we do at MX5 Cup is our aspirational program. That is our top of our ladder currently, and that opens up the opportunities in IMSA and the ecosystem to do whatever they want after that. They show themselves, they prove themselves, they win a championship or two, and then they move throughout the IMSA ecosystem. But before that, there's so much more there for us, and we support our racers through and through, from the very beginnings of Spec Miata all the way through still rotary powered cars, with the grassroots sanctioning clubs like Sports Car Club of America and NASA, and really just try to get close to our racers and support them with everything we do. We have scholarships, development, parts incentives, our member team support program that allows people to sign up and really get involved with us and see what we're capable of with boots on the ground at our grassroots events. We identify that talent, and those that are ambitious just continue to climb through those programs, ultimately getting them to the shootout, which is we consider the golden thread of everything we're doing, which connects those grassroots programs, the connective tissue that then gets them to the aspirational program of MX5 Cup. Along the way, we're always providing that scholarship and that development and that grooming opportunity.
It's crazy, because if you look at those who've won NASCAR races, the gentleman who won the Indianapolis 500 last year, run throughout the list.
Right.
Most likely they have spent time developing their craft, whether it's in a Mazda road-based vehicle, something with a Mazda engine in an open-wheel car.
Yep.
Proud parents, those who've run this program, yourself and your predecessors, looking all up and down the paddock going, at one point in time, you were part of the Mazda family. So big thank you to Mazda, Jonathan, the entire team. A great series to watch. It's also, this is the favorite series of most of the big pros who all come out to the fence or run to the TV to watch these events. So we're in deep and rich times. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Marshall.